How we doing out there, YouTubers? Stubborn Shark here with another new video just for you. So let's get right into this movie review and see what it's about. So, the other day I watched a 2016 biographical film called The Birth of a Nation. Now, don't get this confused with the 1915 D.W. Griffith film of the same name. This is a completely different film. This 2016 film is a awesome pre-Civil War / biographical action drama film. Now, this film is directed by Nate Parker. Now, Nate Parker also plays the lead role in the film as the main character, Nat Turner. Now, unfortunately, when this film first came out, his past, Mr. Nate Parker, of an alleged rape, unfortunately overshadowed the film and kind of made it a dud. Because this really should have been an Oscar contender back in 2016. Because it really was an amazing and well done film. Now, this film is just all around awesome in every aspect. Lots of great action scenes, great acting by all involved, great writing, and a very interesting story if you didn't know anything about this historical happening. Now, like I said, Nate Parker plays the lead role of Nate Turner. Now, Nate Turner was a African-American slave that was a preacher at the time. And with all the atrocities he was seeing happening to fellow slaves, he decided to build this group up of free slaves and try to take back their lives. And the movie chronicles kind of this story. So, we have a great cast in this film. So, we have, starting out, an awesome great actor that grew up in the 70s, Mr. Jackie Earle Haley. Now, Jackie Earle Haley we all know from such great films, such as, from 1979, Breaking Away. Now, Breaking Away is a great, amazing movie and really showed Jackie Earle Haley's talent as a young man, and really would prove, that later on he would have such great roles like in such films as Little Children, the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, and also in the great, awesome Zack Snyder film, Watchmen. Now, Jackie Earle Haley plays such an amazing character in this film. He does play, unfortunately, a bad guy in the eyes of the African-American community, and of course some white people would also agree he was evil because he was a part of this slave clan, of people that owned slaves and thought that, African-Americans were dirt, basically. And his character he really brought it to life. I mean, you really felt that he, thought that the African-Americans should be, their slaves, and you believe that he was against them and that he, really wanted to kill them and stuff like that, like he portrays in the film. And he did such an amazing and, remarkable job. His character is just really interesting, and, unfortunately, what a crappy kind of role that he had to play of, something that he doesn't believe in himself now, of course, but at the same time, he's like, you're like, he still played it so good. You're like, wow, this is amazing, He's just such a talented actor. We also have in the film a great 90s actress who has been in a ton of great films, Penelope Ann Miller. Now, Penelope Ann Miller's short role in the film actually is quite interesting as well, because she plays basically the wife of a slave owner, and it's very short, but at the same time, it's very poignant and definitely a memorable role. We know Penelope Ann Miller from such movies as The Relic, which came out in 1997, which was a really good monster movie. We also know her as the main actress in the film Kindergarten Cop. Now, Kindergarten Cop, oh my god, it's such a great movie, such a big part of my childhood. I saw it in theaters, and I remember just, Arnold, he's so awesome, but Penelope Ann Miller was in that film, and she did a good job in that too. So, she really is just an interesting actress, and I thought she brought a lot of, great flavor to the film. We also have another great actress in the film, the awesome Gabrielle Union. Now, Gabrielle Union we all know from such films as Bring It On, and also the Think Like a Man film series. Another great actress that really brought great and interesting character to the film. Now, she's supposed to be in portraying the wife of Nate Turner in the film. And her role in the film was very poignant as well, but also at the same time, she really grasped the character and really brought her to life and showed us, I really feel like she was from the 1800s and that this is what that woman was feeling. It was really amazing. Really great acting by her, just an all-around awesome role for her. Some of her roles have been good, some of her roles I don't care too much for, but this was one of her better roles. It was really well done. We also have, in this great film, the awesome Armie Hammer. Now, Armie Hammer we all know from such films as The Lone Ranger, made by Disney, starring Johnny Depp. We also know him from the Henry Cavill film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which is based on the TV series as well. Now, Armie Hammer's character is one of the slave owners in the film, and it was a very interesting film too, and role I should say, that at the same time, I wondered what was going through his head as he's making this, and doing this role, having to portray such a person that, is kind of civil to his slaves, but at the same time, it's like he still thinks that they're dirt. And he did a good job of making them feel, or I should say, making us feel, the audience, that he really was that person, that he owned these people, and that they were his, property, basically. And he, just all around, the character was interesting and a vital point to the story, and just showed just how that time frame in the 1800s was, and how horrible it was, too. All the characters in the film did an amazing job of making you realize how stupid we were in the 1800s. I mean, all of us. Not just white people, not just black people, just humans in general. And, how much we've evolved from that time frame, and why did we think like that back in that time frame? And that's what was so great about this movie. It was to help us realize, and give us a historical lesson as, this was horrible, but at the same time, we need to move forward. It was a really great film. Such a great cast, too. Just well written, like I said. Just an amazing film. And, poor Nat Turner, he just, he got a really bad end of the stick. He only got to live this world for 31 years, unfortunately, because of what he did. And, I mean, his character, his role, is basically the whole premise of the film. And like I was saying, it's basically about him being a slave. He sees all these atrocities being done to fellow slaves and to fellow black people, and just how the, white race is, treating them, and how things are. He wants to help, being a preacher himself, he wants, and he's heard from God, supposedly, that he needs to build this army, basically, and help free his other brothers and sisters. And that's basically what the whole film is about. It's about his biography, basically, about his story of basically his slave years and then basically till his ultimate death. And unfortunately, it was a very sad story, but at the same time, it was a great movie to see how life really was like back then. And just, a wonderful story to really brighten our history knowledge. And that, this man fought for the, today's African-American community. And how it's just a wonderful thing, we, unfortunately, he had to go through this to help to get us to all realize that we're all brothers. We're all sisters. And just an amazing movie. I was really impressed with it. It touched me deep in the heart, and I just feel that everyone should watch this. It's definitely worth a watch. Such an amazing film. If you love films such as Glory, or films such as 12 Years a Slave, Roots, any of those types of films, this is one to watch because it really does, just like those, hits home to how it was like, how it became, and how important it is for us to remember, what was and what is now. Great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out. Giant 10 gold movie boxes up on this one, people. Definitely worth a watch. So that's it for this review, guys. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, please leave your comments down below if there's anything you'd like to see reviewed, or if you have an idea for a different type of show. And as always, please keep your eyes out for any new or older videos you might not have seen of mine yet, and I'll check in the next one.